That's so cool. I have a fan. Awesome. That's so cool. You guys notice I changed my name? What's up, Chicago? What's up, Chicago? Man, we're lit. Let me start this over here. Um, yeah, that's why. Yeah, nice. Cool. So got Chicago. What's up? Sorry if I missed something. You're a teacher? Nice. What do you teach? What's up, Instagram? We're live on Instagram too. We're live on Facebook as well. What do you teach? Play some piano? You want me to play piano? What makes you think what makes you think I know how to play? What makes you guys think I know how to play? Special education. Nice. Here's my favorite song to play. Um, there we go. I know you don't hear to let me hear. Hi, can you shout me out? Yeah, what's up, Madison? Yo, shout out Madison. Absolutely. Can I ride it for my car section 179 for tutoring business? Yeah. If it's your business, then absolutely. Yeah, but yeah, see if you want to qualify. As long as you use the business for at least 50% for business, that's what's important. Um, yeah, that's what's important. So guys, welcome to the live. It's just a straight up and down open forum. Unless you guys want me to bring out the whiteboard and discuss something, we can do that as well. But yeah. So I'm just answering you guys' tax questions. We were here last night. And I know some people have some questions from last night left over. And that's kind of where we're at today. So the last question I had was, can someone, and I'm on live on Instagram too. What do you drink? I drink water. You know, drink a lot of water. That's what I be putting up in this belly. A lot of water. That's what we gotta do, baby. Gotta stay hydrated. That's what's really important. Can I ride for my clothes as uniforms? It depends. When it comes to writing off your clothes as uniforms, it really depends because the moment you step out the office, your office with your clothes on, then that's no longer a uniform. I mean, that's the IRS is no longer look at that as a uniform. So really, when we're talking about outfits, unless it's like a uniform with your logo on it, I mean that would make a lot of more sense. But you like buying personal clothes and using it for business, it's gonna be really hard to classify that as a business expense. So, like I said, I have like a lot of clients that do OnlyFans. Now, it's a lot easier for them to classify the clothes they buy as a business expense because they only wear it or using when they're performing their services. So it's a lot easier to write that off. But if you're buying like personal clothes, it's very hard to distinguish what is that like personal clothes or is that business clothes unless it's your uniform on it. I mean, that's what's really hard. What if you're a celebrity? If you're a celebrity, it could be different because you could have a reasonable. If you're a celebrity, it could be a little bit more reasonable. It just really all depends. Like it really depends on looking at the whole other situation because if other celebrities are doing it, it would make more sense. So really, when it comes to deducting things, remember if you guys saw my video about the BPOM method, first when any expense that you purchase, it has to have a business purpose, right? Once you establish that it has a business purpose, it must be an ordinary expense, meaning that other people incur the same exact expense as you. The same exact expense. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same product or service, but they're incurring the same exact business expense at the same frequency as the same frequency and as the same amount as you. So really, depending what you do, it really all depends. Like this shirt that I buy, this isn't a bit. Even though it's a business shirt, I wear it for business purposes. I wear it for when I'm working at home or if I'm working to the office. It's still not a business deduction, so it's really hard to classify your clothes as uniform deduction just because it depends how you use it. But that was a really good question. What if you buy shirts? Yeah, if you buy shirts with logos, that's a lot easier to classify as a uniform. Yeah. So if you can buy a shirt, put your logo on it, it's so much more simpler to classify as a business deduction rather than just buying clothes. Guys, if I missed your question, just please ask again. Would you want to donate for the homeless and kids? Of course. Absolutely. That sounds so nice. Hey, Hero, what's up? How do taxes work for side hustles like Shipt and DoorDash? So the same way. So you're going to want to, at the end of the year, you're going to want to file a Schedule C with your personal tax return. It's really important if you do those Shipt, those DoorDash, any type of those 1099s that you are tracking those expenses, especially your miles. So please tell me you're tracking your miles. And I want to answer if you are tracking your miles or not. So let me know. So as long as you have a good logo company, that's what I recommend, yeah. No, I'm not saying 100%. I don't want you to, and make it like a reasonable uniform, right? Don't spend like so much money. Like, please make it reasonable. That's what's really important. But absolutely, do it. Make it a reasonable expense. Buy some company clothes. That makes a lot more sense. Filing taxes as a cottage food business owner. How does that work? Cottage food business owner. If you were my client, you'd be the first cottage food business owner client that I ever had. That'd be pretty cool. Package or Cash App to help. I promise it's legit. I've been waiting for this for. Oh, you're asking for money. Not at the moment, I'm sorry. I didn't track my miles, did the gig from March to July, then stopped. Is there any way you can kind of recreate those miles? That would be really important. If you can go back and try to estimate what those miles are about. Sometimes if you use the app, they'll be tracking those miles. That could help too. I would look into that. LLC, S Corp, or what? So typically you want to start out in an LLC and you want to jump into an S Corp when your net income hits around that 50,000. I filed my taxes for last year and I haven't received it. The IRS is like really behind. Like they're really like super behind. So I would just kind of like wait more patiently and see how that goes. Or you might want to hire an enrolled agent. Get them to maybe look into it for you, because if you call the IRS, you could be waiting in line forever. Can we do shout outs now? What kind of shout outs? I already shouted your name out, Madison. You said estate planning. Can you put land or rental investments into a trust? What tax? So I don't specialize in estate planning. Now I can find someone if you actually want help in that and you actually like are serious about it, like you seriously want to make an investment to it. I can definitely reach out to my network. I know a ton of people who specialize in estate planning, but I would be honestly doing you a disservice if I would advise you that. Plus, like sometimes you have to get a lawyer involved. But yeah, just to be honest with you. But yeah, if you're serious about that, just send me a message. I can definitely reach out to my network. Basically, I sell baked goods from home in Florida, and it falls under their cottage food laws. That's really interesting. That is so cool. Like I have not heard of that. Tiffany, that sounds really cool. Is business doing good? Is it pretty good? How's business? TikTok. How do I calculate the percentage if I'm working from home? The percentage of what? Unless you asked a previous question and I missed it. So the print. I specialize in tax planning, so federal taxes, and saving on taxes. When it comes to estate planning, I usually have to ask on help, and then I also specialize in QuickBooks. So yeah. How do I calculate the percentage if I'm not sure? Yeah, I'm not sure what that question is. So yeah, guys. Well, this is just an open forum. Ask your questions. I'll be here till either 9 o'clock or till the questions run out. Whatever comes first. Like the space I use at home. Okay, so the home office deduction. So you're gonna take. So for the home office deduction, or let me move this a little bit closer. Let me move it actually like this. All right. So for the home office deduction, you guys, if you can still see me. For the home office deduction, there's two ways you can take this, right? There's two ways. You can either do the simplified method, or the actual method. For the simplified method, you can only choose one or other. You can't do both. For the simplified method, what's up, Forever Amelia? What's up? For the simplified method, it's $5 per square foot of your home office up to 300 square feet. So what you're gonna do? Let's say this is my home office, right? Like, woo, this is my home office, right? Just figure out, measure, get you like a tape. You can get you a tape measure, unless it's like the whole entire office, and you have like some type of floor plan that tells you what it is. You can take some type of tape measure and just figure out the area. So you measure it by length and width, and figure out. So let me just show you. So if I have this board right here, right? So this board right here, right? And let me grab the marker. So to figure out your home office, right? The actual square footage, and I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. Y'all done got me to stand up. So to figure out the whole actual home office, so let's say this is the room, right? This is the room. You're gonna measure this way, right, and this way. So if it's 5 feet long, 5 feet wide, the total square area is going to be 5 times 5, which is 25 square feet. 25 square feet. Okay? So you're gonna take the area of the room, that's the length times width, and that'll help you determine what that extra square footage area is. And yeah, that's how you measure it. I actually do this with the home office, the garage for my storage. Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Hope that helps. Long time no see. What's up, Chris? What's up? Dude, what's up, bro? Hey, tax question over here. Tax question over here. Will it be my first year filing for business help? What's up? What are your questions? And what's your business? How does QuickBooks work? I'm confused. So QuickBooks, it really helps you like automate your bookkeeping. And subscribe to my YouTube. I'm gonna start posting more QuickBooks videos on there. So that would answer a lot of your questions. But QuickBooks helps you pretty much automate your bookkeeping. And which is like the most important thing you can do and should do in your business is take care of your bookkeeping. Please take care of your bookkeeping. Please take care of your bookkeeping. And that is really important. But so QuickBooks just really like makes it easier, makes it more automated, and it like stores it into a cloud. So let's say you have a receipt, right? And typically when you have a business expense, you're gonna have to keep your receipts, right? They require you to keep your receipts. But have you ever you stored a receipt somewhere, and then 2 years later you pull it out, or a year later you pull it out, and there's like nothing left on that receipt? Could you imagine like the IRS comes and they say, "Let me see this receipt," and you show them a blank receipt, and you're like, "What? There was something on here 2 years ago, and now there's not." So with something like QuickBooks, you're allowed to snap a picture, put those receipts into a cloud, and store it there electronically. So it makes things a lot easier, and it hooks up directly to your banking. Oh yeah. What would OnlyFans? What would an OnlyFans depression due to my tax? It's gonna make you have self-employment taxes. So, and if you made if you make, $400 net or more, you're gonna have to pay self-employment tax. What's up, Instagram? You can ask me questions on here. It looks the Instagram crowd is a lot smaller, so I can see y'all's questions a lot better. Um, I am selling products like shades, lashes, etc., but I only did my pre-launch for my city. The question is, forever, did you make any money? Or you just incurred a lot of expenses? That's the question. I started to collect sales tax on my artworks. Do I have to apply for the sales tax certification? So you're gonna have to get a sales tax permit. I mean, at least that's what we call it in the state of Texas. You're gonna have to, which it just requires you that, hey, it just shows like, hey, yeah, I'm allowed to collect sales tax, and it's really important that you, depending if you're a monthly filer or a quarterly filer or an annually filer, that you pay that back to the state. Guys, if you don't pay your sales tax back and you are collecting sales tax, your state can come after you. They can shut down your business. They can freeze your bank accounts. So if you're collecting sales tax, it's really important that you file that. If you love the IRS, the IRS love live. You'll love IRS life. If you love the IRS, you'll love IRS life. Yeah. I would like to know more about programs for small business owners and unemployment programs. So there's plenty out there. It's really about the question: do we qualify for it? I don't know if you saw the previous video about the C program, the SEA program. Might want to look into that, see if you qualify that. I believe only 5 or 6 states do, but I will look into your state for that. But there's a lot for small business owners right now, and I want to cover those more. Does it have to be a receipt or a bank receipt? Because look, it has to be a receipt. Okay, so that was a really, really good question. That was a really good question. So the question was, does it have to be a receipt or can it be a bank account? Okay, and I want to show you, right? I want to show you guys. That was a really good question. No one has ever asked that question. And it's a really good question. Okay, so this is why it's important. Okay, so sometimes business owners or I don't know, like people like they'll commingle their expenses, right? So if we're looking at your bank account, right? Let's say you bank at Chase, right? And let's say you're getting audited, and let's say on October 1st, right? You went to Office Depot, right? You went to Office Depot, you spent $100. Okay? You went to Office Depot, you spent $100. Okay, guys, I always forget to mirror this, and I know it doesn't mirror on Instagram. You spent $100 at Office Depot. Cool. All right, Office Depot, that seems like it's business enough, right? And then you go and you spend, but let's say on 10/15, you spend money at Best Buy, right? And let's say you spent $1,000. Okay, so you went to Best Buy, and this is us looking at just the bank statement. So we're looking at the bank statements. We see Office Depot for $100, Best Buy for $1,000. The next question is, what did you buy from Best Buy? Right? The next question, and this is, let's say this is October. Let's say this is October. Right? Actually, let's say this is 2013. Okay? This is 2013. Because sometimes they'll go back in years. So this is 2013. The question is, if we're looking, if you give them your bank statements and you're providing your bank statements, and the question is, okay, I noticed that you spent $1,000 at Best Buy. Cool, that makes sense. But what did you buy? You know, because at Best Buy you can buy business equipment. You can also buy personal equipment. You can buy a TV for your business. You can buy TV for your personal things. So, and it's like, what did you spend at Best Buy? We just see you spent $1,000 at Best Buy. You could have bought $1,000 worth of Skittles. They sell Skittles too at Best Buy. So it's really important that you have that receipt, so you have that documentation about exactly what you bought. Because unfortunately, when we're looking at our bank statements, it just shows us only it shows us the date, the location, and the amount. It doesn't give us that detailed transcript as a receipt would. So that's why receipt tracking is really important. So it just helps in the future. So that was a really good question. Guys, if I missed your new questions, just ask me. Do you have to report unemployment? Asking for my boyfriend. Yeah, so you're going to have to report it on your tax return, and the government's also going to report it. So they're going to be expecting you to report your unemployment income. If they don't, they can file a tax return for you. That was a good question. Do I have to link my business bank account? For QuickBooks, you're only going to want to link your business bank account. Hi, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you for your chips. You're welcome. Tips. Yes, I made money. It came out of my pocket as well. Since the year is ending, I'm confused. Have you gotten started with bookkeeping forever? Hi, I'm back. What's up, Madison? Shout out, Madison. Oh my gosh, hi, what's up? It's backwards. Thank you for letting me know. It's typically always backwards, always been. Do you think taxes is theft? I think taxes can work in your favor if you know the law. What if we have more expenses than revenue? Do we still pay taxes? Typically, you won't. You'll file a loss. Thank you. You are absolutely welcome. What do I do if I misplace a month of sales and purchases I've looked? Honestly, I can't even remember if I did sell anything. Honestly, and I do not know what to do. So, do you have banking? Like you misplaced? So, if you, it's I would look at your bank statements, and hopefully you have a separate business bank account. That's a good place to start. So hopefully you have a business bank account. Do you? Whether it be a separate business bank account or something separate. That's where I would start. What's on your hand? Oh, a scar. That's really good. Good ideas. Yeah. Start with your business bank. That's really important. I think this was so powerful. I think taxing working in your favor. I appreciate that, Kate Smith. Yes, I do. Good idea. Yeah. So start with your business bank account. That would help a lot. Will do. What do you do about Bluevine? Not sure what Bluevine is. How do I do taxes? If you want to do your taxes yourself, I recommend TurboTax. That's a really great start. You're welcome forever, Amelia. Yeah. So, woo! Yeah, guys, just straight up and down open forum. I know you guys had questions yesterday. Just answer them now. If you want me to hop on the board, I can. We had definitely a lot of great questions so far. Especially the one about the bank statements. That was really good. I work in 2 different states. So, where do you live? Where's your tax home? That's really important. Uh-oh. Is that a yawn coming out? That was definitely a yawn just right there. Yeah. Guys, we're live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. And we're also live on Facebook. Are props used for TikTok videos tax deductible, like towels and wigs? LOL. That was a really good question. So the question was, are props tax deductible? Well, it really depends. If I'm only using the towels and the props for the videos, then absolutely. If it comes to a sense where, hey, I'm also using these props, let's say for Halloween or some type of other entertainment, it's really important that I determine what part of these props are personal, what part of these props are business related. So if you're using props in your videos, just really ask yourself, is this 100? Am I only using this for this video, to get engagement? Or am I also using it for personal things? That's the way I would look at them. Hey, I only worked for 3 months. Let me see if I missed any other questions. No yawning. Are you single? Yes, I'm single. No yawning. I just got here. Okay. I'm still a thing. Hey, I only work 3 months out of the year, but I had a business. Can I do those taxes together? Absolutely. So you're yeah. So your business taxes are going. There's a fly. I'm gonna have that fly look like Nate Robinson. Keep so okay. Yeah. So you can file your bit. You're gonna file your business and your personal taxes together. Especially if you're just a sole proprietorship. That's really important. Um, oh gosh, I hate when it does this. Don't do it. Oh, stable cash. How do I file taxes? TurboTax is a good start. If your taxes are sorry guys, it may have froze right there because that fly. Yeah, that fly. Your videos are informative and entertaining. Thank you so much, Larry. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. How do I file taxes? TurboTax is a really good spot to talk. And a really good. What am I trying to say? It's really TurboTax is pretty good if you're just doing it yourself. Um, nice moves. I know, bro. Y'all see that fly trying to come? Do you have any experience with travel? With travel nurse taxes? Haven't had a travel nurse tax client yet, but I'm down to learn. Where do you live? I live in Dallas, Texas. Thanks. Are you going to send me tax return for? Are they going to send me a tax return? So they're going to send you a form 1099-G. So guys, if anybody is on self-employment, you're going to receive a form 1099-G by January 31st from the government. Now, that 1099-G also goes to the IRS. Okay? That 1099-G also goes to the IRS. So the IRS is going to be expecting a tax return with that same amount of income. So if you don't file a tax return, it's not good. So make sure we're doing that. Yeah, so 1099-G. You are welcome. What state do you live in? I live in Texas. I'll be your first travel nurse. I live in Houston. Yeah, send me messages or go to my website. Guys, okay, so if you're go to my website and fill out a form, and if you can like put somewhere in the description, hey, that we talked on live, I'm more inclined to like, oh, look for that because we're talking like right here now. Because I'm not gonna say it's a lot that comes through, but there's so many like applications and forms that come through that I just can't get to all of them. But I know some of you guys are serious. We're talking on here, it's serious. So yeah, just like tell me you were at, hey, I'm from your live. We spoke about this. Tell me, give me a reminder, just so I can make it stand out. Because you guys on this live, you guys are taking the time out of your day to talk to me, to learn about this. So of course, I would want to make you guys more of a priority than anybody else who just fills out that form. I think I just need to put somewhere like on that application, hey, but if you can just like give me some type of hint so when I read it, I'm like, okay, I need to take care of this person first. Everybody else because I really take care of you guys. You guys are like more engaging. You talk to me, so please like put somewhere that hey, we talked online. Oh my gosh, constipated sneeze. Thank you so much. You are absolutely welcome, Dangerous Beauty. What a name. You remind me of someone. His name was Tim. He was that makes me happy. You're welcome. How did you make your profile? What do you mean how I made my profile? Like the picture? Every time we file, no CPA has ever told us what to do. Okay, yeah, so you need tax planning. And that's what I'm going into. So you want to look at tax planning and really when we sit down with our consultations, like how much you're a travel nurse too, so I wonder, yeah, you'd be my first travel nurse client. I'm really interested in that. That seems fun. Such as starting an LLC. Why? I'm not sure why. Really, is your net income around like 50,000 or more? And the question is, can a travel nurse like, are you self-employed? I'm not sure if you guys are self-employed. So this is all the questions we'd have during the consultation. I'm not sure why they didn't recommend that. Hello, what's up? What's up, Sujit? My shop name is different from my legal name. Do I have to apply for a DBA? You don't have to, but it's recommended. Especially since you have a shop, you want to get a business bank account. So you want to get a DBA and you want to get an EIN just to get that business bank account. That's what's really important. Yes, possible ordinary necessary business expense to relate to this promotional effort. It does convert that property to personal use, no. So no dish drawing. What's the tell? Yes, sir, John. John Gates gave me that's a great tip. I just had an entire class. Had my entire class. Oh, sweet, Gary Cole, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Maybe it's like a whole bunch of notifications coming in. I really appreciate that. Yeah, guys. We're live on Instagram. We're live on TikTok. We're also live on Facebook. If I ever miss you questions, I go live Monday through Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Central Time, and I'm on here for you guys to answer your questions, so you guys can just stress less about taxes. I did not get an email from you about 1099 tax expense list. Yes, I'm going to send that to you about the husband. We did speak, and I do have that on my test to follow up with you. So thanks for calling me out on the line. I appreciate it. I literally just applied for LLC 20 minutes ago, so happy you're doing this live. Absolutely. And you may want to, it may be possible for you to jump into an escort. Who knows? But it's definitely really important that you're taking care of your bookkeeping or something. So yeah, absolutely. Write that on your page, your live times. It should be on my page. Yeah, I think it's in my bio. I'm like 99% sure it's in my bio. Unless I deleted it. I don't think I did, but hopefully it's there. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, thank you, sorry so much. Yeah, you guys are welcome. Welcome. Alright. Can you have a DBA for multiple businesses? Yeah, so you can have like and guys, I'm not like an attorney or LLC attorney, but I've seen it before. You can have an LLC, and that LLC has multiple DBAs itself. So that'll work as well. Yeah, but that was a great question too. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, it's just kind of like an overformed night. We're just chilling. Big old Thursday. Happy December, by the way. Uh-oh, that's another yard. Yeah, but we're on here till the questions run out or till 9 o'clock, whichever one comes first. We're at 8:34. So let me know if you guys have any more questions. Stop. I know my yawns can't be contagious, so you know. Did you yawn too? That's hilarious. Would it be hiring your kid be an expense or remove your taxes from? Yeah, so hire your kid, it's a HYK tax strategy, I like to call. So yeah, it can be a deductible expense if you do it right. I would recommend trying to do it by yourself. I would definitely consult a tax professional. We should do a piano break. Do you play piano? Any advice for a first time flipper? Get started with bookkeeping. I know that sounds very simple, but it's so serious. As far as the actual tips of the process of being a first time flipper, thank you so much for the gifts. Woo! Thank you for that. Christmas came early. But yeah, for like the actual process of doing flipping, I have no experience in that. But definitely get started with bookkeeping. So once you start making thank you for the gifts. Once you start making that money, we're down for it. Can you do my business? Actually, absolutely. Send me a message, man. Send me a message. Or go to my link in my profile and fill out the little application just so I can get a better understanding of your business. And if I'm able to help you, and please, like somewhere in the description of the application, just tell me you were on the live. Or send me a message, send me a DM and say, hey, I spoke to you on the live, you say you can help me out. I'm definitely more inclined, more proactive to talk to people on my live rather than, all the other applications I get in. No, no, just like your piano break. Yeah, we can play piano a little bit. That's all I had left. Hello. What kind of magical CPA could they have that weren't allowed? What kind of magical CPA could they have that not worried and be exempt from months? Are they making bank, but none of them worried about taxes because they have a great CPA? No, by any chance, do you how to legally hire someone? Legally hire someone for what? Like taxes? It's taxes you can hire me for. Lawyer, I'm not sure. Many of the nurses on these COVID assignments are putting exempt on their W-4. Oh, now I understand. They're making bank, but none of them are worried about taxes because they have a great CPA. Yeah, interesting. Unless there's some type of qualifications for these traveling nurses that I haven't heard of, it's possible. Especially that some are doing it. I'm not 100%, but traveling nurses. So with traveling nurses, it sounds like you're an employee. And I was thinking that you were self-employed. So I'm not sure why you would form an LLC unless you have something else. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to talk. Hire someone as an employee. Okay, so when you're hiring someone as an employee, first you want to check with your state unemployment laws, and you may have to get workers' compensation. It's really the first step. Next, you're going to issue them an I-9, which is like a verification that they can work in the United States. You're also going to issue them a W-4. I'm saying this really fast. Don't worry. I'm recording this and I'm going to upload this back on YouTube so you guys can see me yawn all over again. You're going to issue them a W-4. Also, you're going to want to make sure you get started with payroll. QuickBooks is a great way to get started with payroll. That's what I recommend. Guys, there's a link in my bio to save on QuickBooks too. And I think QuickBooks is 70% off their Black Friday sale. Yeah. Do you do consultations with people on how to start their small business and all the legal sides of it? Not at the moment. I used to, but not at the moment. It's so busy now. I'm just trying to process all of these leads, but you can definitely ask me right here. I mean, you have me right here. Definitely answer those questions. There's something called temporary emergency worker exclusion I would have to look into that. What's it called? Temporary emergency worker exclusion? Temporary emergency. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm about to look at that. It sounds pretty cool. Okay. Workers are exempt from Social Security and Medicare. What do you know about that? Secure forms image. I can't click on that link. Workers are exempt. If they're exempt from Social Security and Medicare taxes, that's something completely different from their federal taxes, though. Like, that's something 100% different. Federal taxes, so they should still have withholdings on their W-4. Doesn't change, in my opinion, doesn't change their taxable income. If you're saying they're exempt from Social Security and Medicare taxes, okay, when you get paid, you have to pay. You're paying payroll taxes, and you have federal taxes withheld. But don't listen to me on that because I have not researched that. So I'm not 100% sure. That's why I wrote it down. That's the link. I wish I can. Yeah, it doesn't let me like click on it or anything. If you can message me that link, so I can check it out, that'd be dope. Or email me that link, that'd be even better if you can email me that link. I'm from California. Visa. Do you know what I legally do to start? It depends what your business is. So what do you got going on? Hello, what's up? License, etc. Now I will start you, honey. Yeah, man, Mianas be contagious. And tax payments. See, for California, it really depends what you do. You want to check with your state laws. Check because the California state laws are cuckoo for cuckoo nuts. So I would definitely check with those laws to see what permits you have to get. Yeah. So we're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. Max about to die. And so forth. Yeah. I love your videos. Thank you so much. That was a nice comment. Thank you. I still can't convince my dad to hire me. And I'm so sorry. Not sure why he wouldn't. How do I get one-on-one with you to ask questions? Ask me questions here. Or you can schedule a consultation. But I just hope you're serious if you're scheduling that consultation. Like, you're ready to take action. Like, let's go. Yeah. Thanks, you're welcome. Can car loan payments be business expenses? So car loan payments are not business expenses. The interest you pay on the car loan payments I am so sorry. I was trying to hold that in for so long. Like, I felt it like right here. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. And it just came out so much. I'm really sorry. But the interest you pay on the car loans, those are deductible, but not the car loan payment itself. Because think about it. When you got that car, right, you didn't even have to report it as income. So somebody gave you money, probably a bank or the dealership. They gave you money. Like, they maybe gave you $20,000 and you used that $20,000 to buy a car. Even though you didn't physically touch the $20,000, you got a $20,000 loan and you didn't have to report it as income. So you don't get to deduct it as well. What you can deduct is the interest part. I'm serious. Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know you're on the live and we can definitely set up time to talk. I have I think tonight when I left, I had 16 leads still. So if you can just tell me, hey, I was on your live, I'll definitely take care of you first. What can I do as appraisal for my property so it cannot get taxed? You're going to work with a tax appraiser. You're going to want to find one in your area, someone that's really good at it. I'm not a home appraiser, but I would definitely look for someone in your area that's reputable. And hopefully they can go down to the tax office with you if they appraised your house too high for property. That's for property taxes. Do I still register with my state if I go through an LLC? Yeah, so the LLC gets registered with the Secretary of State. The DBA gets registered with the county clerk. Any recommendations with proof evidence can I take to the appraisal home? Someone other than the state or whoever appraised your home, like a second opinion. Like I said, I'm not 100% an expert in that. I'm not an expert in property taxes. If you want to talk about federal taxes, I can help you with that. But just from what I've heard from other clients and other experience, that's kind of the process. Is there anything tax related that I should do as an employee? There's a $300 tax credit. $300 charitable donation you guys can take. But if you're really employed, I would definitely look at starting your own little side business on the side, whatever it is. As an employee, I want everyone who's an employee in here that gets a W-2, I want you to think about starting a side business, even if it's just a hobby at first, so you can eventually turn it to a business. That's what I would start focusing on you with your employee. If you're having some 401k contributions, make sure they're matched with your employer. That's really important. When I pay taxes in the future, what/where should I pay? So you're gonna go to irs.gov IRS.gov/payments. That is where you're gonna make those payments. IRS.gov/payments. IRS.gov/payments. That's where you make those at. That was a great question. Thanks for the follow. Woo! Oh. I emailed you the link. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. You emailed the link and came back. Thank you so much. Awesome, guys. Yeah, so this live was a pretty mellow live, pretty simple, pretty smooth. Just here to answer you guys' tax questions. Definitely gonna have to start wrapping it up soon. Yeah. Because I know y'all see them yawns coming in. But guys, if you missed any part of this live, it's pretty much just an upper form. I will repost it on YouTube. Please, if you haven't already, go subscribe to that. Check out the Instagram. I post a lot more videos like me videos on Instagram, and I'm going to start to. And I'm also going to start making more videos for QuickBooks on YouTube because I know you guys. I know it's what I'm noticing. It's not fair for me to say, hey guys, you guys should get started with QuickBooks, but I'm not giving you guidance on how to get started on QuickBooks. And I know it's important. So I think I'm lacking in that area. Hey, I'm telling you guys to get started, but I'm also just throwing you guys out there. So I know everybody maybe cannot afford to work with a professional, so I want to make some type of videos. And there's probably some already out there, but at least for my sanity, I want to make some type of videos that help you get started with QuickBooks, so you get more comfortable getting started with QuickBooks. Because I'm just thinking why am I telling these people, hey, go get started with QuickBooks, but I'm not there to at least hold their hand and really tell them how to do it, do this, do that. So for you guys, I'm gonna start definitely doing that, and so you guys won't have nothing to worry about that. Whoa, that is really small. I was receiving unemployment benefits. How do I pay taxes? I've never paid tax before, so I'm lost. So what's really important with that is to see if you had withholdings on your unemployment. That's really important. So I would log into your state's website, your state's portal. There should be some type of side menu or something that says taxes. Click on that and see if you're having taxes withheld. That's really important. I've been saving. Do you have? Yeah, I can make availability tomorrow. I'm really swamped, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I need to if you guys, because I just don't want to forget you guys. Yeah, just help me remind you if you send me a message, or just send me a message on TikTok and send me a message fill out that application on my website. This is the kind of stuff we should learn in school. Absolutely. Hey, welcome to school, Duke. And I changed my name to Duke Loves Taxes because Duke does love taxes. All right. I've been saving all invoices in the USB. What would QuickBooks do? QuickBooks just helps with the automation. It links directly to your bank account. It's just what I recommend. It's kind of standard. Even the IRS has guides on it. SCE program question: do you get unemployment cash benefits in the S? You get regular benefits you're regularly getting paid on unemployment. It's just you no longer have to meet that work search requirement, and if you do make money from your self-employment income, it doesn't reduce your weekly amount of benefits. Best way to set up an appointment with you is send me a message on TikTok and then go to my website. Go to the link in my bio, and it says hire me. Click that, and it's gonna take you to an application, and just quickly fill that out, and just hey, I was on your live, we talked about this and that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember. I'm gonna give them a call. That yawn went hard. Okay, guys. Any more questions? And don't worry, I'll answer them. So just let me know. Yeah. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. And we're also live on that Facebook. What up, Facebook? What up? Hi. 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 Register with state and LLC. What else am I missing? Business bank account, bookkeeping, and probably a business plan. But yeah, register your state with the LLC. Go get an EIN, irs.gov/EIN, completely free. Go get a business bank account. Get a virtual address if you have to. It's really important. What other benefits do you get from C program? Do they provide yeah, so they provide training and consulting. I'm not like an expert in C program. It's just something I had to like really study, and I studied it. But yeah. Is there any tips that new business should know? Um, yeah. Hmm. New businesses. Any tips? Oh my god. I have, sorry guys. I have a tip. If you're a new business, it's really important, especially if you're new business, like not to really worry about or get caught up on like the logo, the name, like the website, and all these little things. The main thing you should be focusing on when your new business is getting paid, like finding customers, finding clients. Then all that other stuff comes after. Like once you are getting paid, once you have customers, once you have clients, then the logo, then the website, and it's really probably important to have it in the beginning, especially if you're doing like a Shopify store. I mean that's cool, but it's just I don't want you to spend so much time on it. Like if you're just a new business, it's really important that you just find someone to give you money for either the product or the services that you're offering. And if you can just focus on that, I think you have a really good shot of being very successful. How much money do you have to earn to stop paying taxes? To stop paying taxes? Well, the more money you make, generally the more taxes you're going to have to pay, unless you have something like a tax plan. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm so confused about Nexus and where I should be charging sales tax. Yeah, with Nexus, I'm right there with you. I'm confused as well. If you have an online store, you probably want to use some type of application, like an app, like TaxJar or Avalera, Avalora, something like that. That means if you have Nexus, that means you probably have like some type of online store, which I'm assuming. I definitely recommend an application for that. Have them do that for you. Sales taxes and Nexus can get very confusing. What's the gist of a tax plan? So a tax plan is where one will look at we review how do we reduce your taxable income, how we reduce your effective tax rate. So there's different strategies, and tax planning is something you do throughout the year. So let's say we visit in June, and we know, hey, if we keep it up, if we keep going at the rate we're going, we're gonna have to pay $20,000, $30,000 in taxes. So what a tax plan does is look at it throughout the year. What can we do throughout the year to reduce that taxable income? Can we hire somebody? Can we take in depreciation? Can we afford to even incur this expense? So tax planning is all about reducing your effective tax rate. Yeah. Because the only thing about taxes is tax is a business expense that you don't get to deduct. Think about it. Every other expense in business you get to deduct against your taxable income, but taxes. So Taxes is just like money going out the drain. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this up in at least about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So get those questions in. Do you know any programs for COVID relief for small businesses? There is the Family Medical Leave Act, and another one, which. Yeah. So you can get a tax credit for up to $5,110 for coronavirus victims who can't work. Right. So if you're self-employed and you can't work due to COVID, or you're a caregiver to somebody else, like a kid or something like that, there is a tax credit for 2020 that you can claim. I'll probably do a video on this because it's probably really important. But the tax credit is up to $5,110. And then on top of that, you can get the family. And I know this probably makes no sense, but I'm just kind of telling you guys. You might want to look into this. If you're look at the Self-Leave Act for self-employed, because it's like $5,110. You can only do it between April 1st, 2020 and December 31st, 2020. You also want to look at the Family Medical Leave Act, which can be an additional $10,000 tax credit. Yeah, look into that, guys. How long should the business go for without making any sales since start? The IRS will look, they may classify your business if it hasn't made any sales in the past 3 of the 5 years. They'll classify it as a hobby. So if you're not making any money, you probably don't have a business. You probably have a hobby. I know you saw my question. Well, I saw that. Bro. I didn't see your question. I even scrolled up. So yeah, ask the question again, please, because I'm looking and I don't see it. So are you drunk or tired? I'm tired. I don't drink. Do you know anything about investing apps like Robinhood? I would hate to give advice on that too. So the benefits of buying heavy trucks of a certain weight, what sort of write-off? So if it's over 6,000 pounds, you can. Thank you so much for that gift, Brady. Well, if it's over 6,000 pounds, you can take bonus depreciation for the whole thing, which is really good. How would Shopify report to IRS if they don't have what? How? I'm pretty sure to set up a Shopify store, you're gonna have to fill out a W-9. That'd be strange if they don't. How are you collecting payments? Thanks. How can I would look it up. Yeah. Do you know the thoughts about? Yeah. Answer that one. Okay, guys. Are there any benefits for filing early? What happens if? So the benefit of filing early, especially if you owe taxes, is what you owe. So the benefits of filing early, you have the exact amount of you owe or the refund. Well, especially if you owe, and you'll be able to pay that by April 15th. All right, guys. That's it. So I'll be back on live maybe throughout the weekend. I don't know. But I'm definitely live Monday through Thursday starting at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you guys have any help or have any more questions, please ask them in the comment section. Send me a message. If you want to work with me, let me know when you go to my web. Go to the link in my bio. Click where it says hire me. Let me know you're on the line. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're a little bit more serious. They're down to take more action. And of course, I just want to show you my gratitude and thank you for being on here. So guys, thank you so much for attending this live. And I will see you next time. So guys, thank you. And thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you. See you guys later.